Hi guys, it's Donna from Old Ways, and I just thought I'd share a sewing hack with you. Um, this is one of those cut and sew patterns, and I really like it, so I want to be able to make more. So what I'm going to do, what I've done here, is I've cut out the pattern and I've pinned it to some muslin. And now there's two things that I can do. I can either go ahead and mark this and then unpin it and cut it. Oh, my pencil needs to be sharpened. I can either do that and go all the way around everything. I can see if I can find some tracing paper and I can tuck it under here and then trace all the way around the pattern. Or if I feel comfortable enough, I can just cut around the pattern and then I have a pattern piece. And I can do that not only for the skirt, but for the ties, for the pocket, and for the waistband. Now, when you do something like this, the reason I do something like this is because I like the pattern and I want to keep it. And we all know, especially with store-bought patterns, that they come on that filmy tissue paper, and once you pin them to your material, you're in fear that it's going to tear. So this is something that I've done for years. My sister-in-law actually showed me how to do this, that I have done for years, so that I have that pattern over and over. Now, I'm not going to mark this. I'm just going to cut it out. But when I do it, I'm going to cut this piece out, and then I'm going to take my marker, and I'm going to put skirt on here. Then I'll cut out the ties, and I'll write tie, cut 2. Waistband, waistband pocket. After I get done doing that, I'll put it in this bag that I have already marked half apron, and I've already cut out the instructions, placed them in the bag, but I also cut out a picture of what it's supposed to look like. So at a glance, I know what pattern I'm pulling out. If you're using a regular pattern, a store-bought pattern, what I would do is lay out the pieces, and this is good if you need the same pattern for multiple sizes. Start with the largest size and put the pattern out, cut it out. Get all those pieces together, put them in a bag, mark the bag with the pattern number and what pattern it is. Then as you cut the pieces, you'll write pattern number such and such, how many pieces you need to cut, if you need interfacing and how much interfacing you need. Interface. Pattern number. Oh, and what size the pattern that you've cut out. Then you can cut that tissue pattern to the next size and do the same thing. And so on and so forth until you have all the patterns cut out for that particular, all the pieces cut out for that particular pattern. So that's just one of my little sewing hacks. And I particularly like this apron and want to make a few more. So I'm just going to do this with one of those cut and sew ones. And then I have several different types of material that I want to make this with. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can put on underneath of this, cut 1 or 2. Because if you wanted to make this a reversible apron, like I want to do with this one, I'll cut the front piece, I'll cut the back piece, and sew them together so that I have a reversible apron. Now, I could I would probably cut 2 of the waistbands. So again, I would write cut 1 or 2. And on the ties, now the ties, you have a little leeway. You can either cut 2 or 4, depending on how wide you want the ties and if you want them reversible. If you don't want them reversible, then what you would do is just cut the 2. And then again, the pockets. I mean, that's up to you. You may not even want pockets. And to be honest with you, I'm probably going to take another piece of fabric. Where is it? Oh, I should have had that out, and I didn't. I'm sorry, guys. Here, I will probably take a piece of this and just cut out 2 square pockets and put it on here. Maybe right here, or maybe 1 wide pocket right here. But anyway, it's all depending on what you want to do, how you want it to look. See, we could put one right there, or we could put one right there, or we could put 2. Again, totally up to you. But patterns can get expensive, and this is just my little hack of being able to keep a pattern and not worry about the tissue that they print them on, or onion skin, whatever it is that they print the patterns on. And I can keep the pattern forever. A bag, a cutout, a little chalk, or maybe a tracing wheel, or if you feel comfortable with cutting around the actual pattern, just go ahead and do that. Okay, well, as always, have a safe and blessed day, and share your knowledge. Okay, guys, I decided to come back on and show a little bit more of what I meant. So here's the piece, and then half apron, waist band. Cut 1 or 2. Now, make sure you always have your pin cushion close by, because the worst thing to do is to step on a pin. Fingers aren't working very well today. Sorry about that. Just a bad fibro day. Okay. Cut 2 or 4. This is permanent marker, so I'm not worried that it's going to go away. And flinging straight pins is probably not the best thing to do, but trying to work within the parameters that I am able to work today. Some days are better than others. Okay. Oop. And it's okay if you make a mistake like that, because this is your pattern and no one else is going to see it. So what we'll do is just fold it. I lost a piece. No, I was sitting on a piece. I particularly like doing this pattern, doing this with store-bought patterns that have multiple sizes, because I might need to use that pattern over as the child grows. So this gives me the option. Okay. This is the waist pocket. Cut 4. Okay. And then into the bag. And now I have this pattern for as long as I need. But again, like I said, if you are going to do a store-bought pattern, remember, write the number of the pattern, write the size, write the number of the pattern, what it is, and the size on the outside. And then you'll have it forever. Now, little pieces like this, what do? Well, we're going to make char cloth so nothing goes to waste. Now, as always, have a safe and blessed day and share your knowledge.